Hello and welcome to Two Guys and a Few Good Men. I am TJ Washuk.
I am Garrett Loberg.
And this is Movie Lowdown for the week of August 27th, 2018.
So, let's get right into the news.
First up in the news, we have Amazon is in talks with Sony and Paramount about producing movies for their Prime Video service.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. So what we see here is that Amazon is wanting to up its streaming service to compete with Emmy Award-winning Hulu and Netflix. Right now, there's a few decent shows on Amazon Prime. However, as far as movies, you don't really see too many original content from them that are strong movies.
And I'll say this, I just started using Prime last week, and I like what they've got on it. I think that their non-original movies that they pick up are really good, a lot better than Netflix. I just canceled my Netflix subscription because I was just tired of getting nothing, and I'm just putting my money towards Hulu.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of good things coming from Amazon, and I think this is the right move for them to do.
Yeah, one thing that stands out from Amazon compared to Netflix and Hulu is they have an IMDb built into their streaming service. Essentially, you can see who is in the scene and also gives trivia about the movie or the show.
You actually get that on PS4. They do that. I was looking at the other day where I didn't know who the character was and I accidentally hit up.
Yeah.
And they have different controls. So when you went up, you get to see the IMDb. It's got the trivia. Yeah. So they just added that. I don't know if you need to update it, but
wow.
Yeah, they added that, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. But yeah, Amazon is really, like we said last week, really trying to push forward with their movies and TV shows to compete with Hulu and Netflix. So it'll be interesting to see what happens towards the end of the year.
Next up on the news, we've got a story about Detective Pikachu, the new Pokemon movie that's going to be coming out. It seems that they're going to make Pikachu more realistic, kind of like how they made Rocket Raccoon for Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow, this is... Between this and Sonic, it's really punching me in the gut how these are going to come out. I'm really scared. They said it's supposed to be like the 3DS version of the Nintendo games, like Detective Pikachu. I'm really scared. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, now, not only with Ryan Reynolds, it has Ken Watanabe from Inception and Godzilla, and also Justice Smith, who's in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I don't see how they can make a movie out of this. It seems really odd. Like an odd movie choice.
I think that they're gonna have a lot of Pokemon. Hopefully they have a lot of Pokemon scattered throughout, because they have almost 700 to work with, 800 to work with.
Yeah.
So, but it's just gonna be weird. I guarantee you Watanabe is gonna be Professor Oak or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that girl's gonna be like a girl trainer. And obviously Ryan Reynolds is doing Pikachu. But I just like we were talking about, I don't think that the movie can be sarcastic. It has to be sarcastic with Ryan Reynolds almost anymore. I don't see him as a really serious character, especially coming off the heels of Deadpool. I know he does a lot of serious movies. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, I think this just is really weird. Well, we'll see when it comes out. Like I said, I can't judge it until we see a trailer.
I mean, is it going to be another Green Lantern for Ryan Reynolds?
Find out next time on Ryan Reynolds' career.
And up next we have our favorite company, Movie Pass. So recently, the National Research Group, NRG, conducted a survey about user satisfaction with Movie Pass. Only about 48% said they are satisfied with Movie Pass over the other monthly subscription services. Their survey also revealed that 47% of the users are considering canceling their membership. Now, back in spring, when things were doing okay for Movie Pass, about 83% of their subscribers were satisfied with the company and their service.
And that's a huge dip in people that are leaving.
Once again, Movie Pass, by the end of this year, I don't foresee you guys being around.
But we'll still make jokes of you. Don't worry.
Alright, so news on the Joker movie. Still working on getting the cast all put together. Right now, they are in talks of who's going to be playing Thomas Wayne. Viggo Mortensen passed up the role. Also, Alex Baldwin has passed it up. However, we do know that Robert De Niro is going to be in this movie, and Mark Maron actually signed on as well. Robert De Niro, I think, is going to be a TV host in the movie, and then Mark Maron is supposed to be one of his employees or co-workers. Also, Zazie Bates might be a love interest for the Joker.
Yeah, there's a lot of Joker stuff going on right now. I think that they're trying to bring him back into the spotlight. I know that it's been a long time since Heath Ledger donned that, and I don't think really anyone other than the animated series or the animated movies has gone over the Joker. So it's kind of nice to see them bring it back. I think they let us down with Jared Leto. We don't have to talk about it, but I think hopefully that this does some good for the DC universe.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be like an origin story in a way. It sounds like if they're going to have Thomas Wayne in the movie. I kind of hope that Jeffrey Dean Morgan will reprise the role. He played Thomas Wayne in Batman vs. Superman. I thought he did really well.
And it was such a small role too for him, but he fits the role, and there's a lot of actors that I'm guessing could fit the role, but he kind of fits it better. We all seen him play it already.
Okay, speaking of the Joker and moving into DC, they recently announced some more information about their DC Universe service. It's their new digital subscription service. It's planning on launching on Batman Day on September 15th.
I, for one, didn't know Batman had a day.
Well, I mean, sure, there's Superman Day. There's probably like a day for every superhero.
What day's Catwoman Day?
Oh,
we should start watching the movie on that day every year.
But yeah, so with this streaming service, they're going to have a daily show, DC Daily Show, that's going to be hosted by John Barrowman, Sam Levine, Harley Quinn Smith, Kevin Smith's daughter, and also Brian Tong. I don't know if you guys know him. He used to be on CNET. He did the Apple Bite, talked about Apple, but now he's going to be also talking about DC Comics and culture. Now the service, it starts at $7.99, but it also will include its own comic book subscription, live action TV show, animated series, and also some exclusive movies will be on here. So at $7.99, I think that is a good price point. I feel like if they go any higher, it's not going to be worth it.
I agree with their pricing. I paid $10.99 to read all the get all the Marvel book comics, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. I think that's a super fair price considering the fact that you're doing a live show every day. You're doing you're giving away comic books for free. I don't know how they're gonna do new ones, if they're gonna put new ones on there or what.
I would think so.
Yeah, but in general, it's just a really good price for what you're getting. You're getting some of the animated shows and movies, so that's a pretty darn good price.
Yeah, apparently they'll have some sweepstakes and exclusive merchandise content that they'll be providing for the fans. So even though DC is only such a small brand, if you're a big comic book fan, I think this would be a good service for you.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that keeps you busy, keeps you using it, and it keeps it fresh. You're not gonna run out of content like that. You're gonna be watching it for a while. So.
Yep, and also with Kevin Smith backing it as well, I definitely see this service surviving for the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of questionable decisions, one big news story that happened this week that's kind of been on the lower radar, Ben Affleck will no longer be Batman because he is no longer insurable. The cost is going to be basically the price of the movie. And this is something that we've seen before. Not a lot of people know about it, but Robert Downey Jr. had the same problem after, I believe, his third arrest and in prison. So when he got out, he was basically uninsurable. Most of his movies were basically shot down because they couldn't afford to keep him on set or pay for any problems that happened. this is exactly the same thing that happened with Ben. So I'm kind of wondering, we didn't see Robert Downey Jr. for about 5 to 6, maybe 7 years. I don't even know if it was 10. But we saw a slight dip in his career. I'm wondering if we're going to now see that from Ben, where it's going to be a couple of years to, maybe a decade that he can come back and really, not be costing that much.
Yep, I would really like to see him come back as Old Man Batman, and they can finally do the live-action Batman Beyond movie.
Yes, agreed. Next up, we go over fall's most anticipated movies. Alright, so, are we doing like this by our own, or just by what they put?
What they put in ours.
Okay. So, we've got for fall most anticipated movies, we got Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. That's coming out November 16th. That's starring some people I don't remember. We also have coming on November 2nd, Bohemian Rhapsody, which has oh god, I'm not even gonna start this.
Rami Malek.
I always forget it. We've got Venom, which is coming out October 5th with Tom Hardy and a bunch of actors. After that, we've got Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph Breaks the Internet on November 21st. And A Star is Born on October 5th.
Lady Gaga.
Ooh.
Oh, and Bradley Cooper in A Star is Born.
Yes.
Now, my most anticipated movies for the fall are actually the Predator movie, Halloween, Venom, Fantastic Beasts, and The Crimes of Grindelwald. And then Ralph Breaks the Internet. Big fan of the first one. I love the pop culture that they throw into it.
Yeah, it's fun. I agree with your list. The only thing I would add to it is probably The Nun.
The Nun, yeah.
Yeah. We got movie trailers.
First up, we have The Predator, which is coming out on September 14th.
Freshly dropped today.
They released their final trailer, and wow, there was a lot going on in this trailer. What I like about this movie, it seems like it's going to be a mix between Predator 2 and Predator 3. In Predator 2, they're in like Los Angeles, interacting with people and whatnot. And then 3, it kind of dwelled deep into lore, where it was more about the Predator backstory. So this one seems like it's going to have a lot of different Predators in this movie, as well as Predator dogs. This show.
So what I've gathered from what I've read is there's actually only going to be one big guy,
Okay.
1 to 2 big guys, I believe. They said there might be a couple of them, but right now it's definitive that there's one big guy, and they're hunting down the baby predators, which are actually the normal predators. They just so happen to get in a shitstorm fight in the United States.
Yeah, they decided to have their battle on the United States instead of their own hunting around like in the third one.
I honestly think that they crash landed by
Oh.
accident. I think they were being chased by this guy and or other ones, and they we'll see what comes out of it. But I think that's what happens, and there's a lot of good humor in this movie. And Shane Black is always I liked his Iron Man 3. That had a lot of good like small humor that doesn't take away, it doesn't make it quippy. So I think that he's going to do a good job of doing the comedy in this. At the same time, I think he's going to do a really good action movie as well.
And now we have the Frontrunner. It's coming out on November 21st, 2018, starring Hugh Jackman, J.K. Simmons, Vera Farmiga, Sarah Paxton, Bill Burr, and a few others. This movie is based on a true story about American Senator Gary Hart and his presidential campaign in 1998. It was derailed when he's caught in a scandal over a love affair.
Ooh, scandalous. It looks like a really good drama, though. This is looks pretty fun.
Yeah, if you're a fan of House of Cards, I think you will enjoy this movie.
Basically, I guess he's having an affair, and he gets caught. I like that at the end of the trailer, he's calling his wife like, "Oh, there's a story that's gonna be coming out. Love you, bye."
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, Next up, we've got Johnny English Strikes Back. We got Mr. Bean coming back at it. This is how many movies have they done for Johnny English now? I think this is their third or fourth. So the cast on this one, we got Emma Thompson that's gonna be in it. We got Jake Lacey and Rowan Atkinson, Ben Miller. That's just a couple of the names that we've got. It's really kind of an unknown cast, so it's going to be a lot of people that are kind of in the lower tier, but I like that. I think that any of these Johnny English movies are fun. They take you back to Airplane.
Oh yeah, they're totally that type of humor.
Deadpan, slapstick, and it'll get terrible reviews at the theaters, but it'll probably be a very good movie just because you gotta watch it without, you gotta suspend disbelief in these movies.
Like
not a lot of people do
like that one scene with the VR. Of course he's not gonna be walking around with a VR headset in real life.
And if anything, you're gonna be tripping over things. You're not gonna be like hitting people. Like people aren't.
Someone eventually gonna stop you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just got a lot of like really slapstick humor and looks really good.
Seeing this trailer makes me really want a new Austin Powers.
Yeah, I think if Mike Myers actually did really good on Terminal, I think that would have been a deciding factor. But he did so bad in Terminal.
Yeah, that movie went to Hulu so fast.
Yeah, I watched it too, and it was
okay.
It was okay, but it was very complicated and very like.
They try to cram in too much into such a small film.
I mean, it was actually like I think an hour and 40 minutes, but it still felt like it should have been like 2.5.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got
the year is 1969, July 20th. Neil Armstrong has landed on the moon. This is First Man, starring Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy, Christopher Abbott, and a few others. This looks like a great movie that took place during the end of the 60s, where America was investing a huge amount of money into NASA.
Yeah, and Ryan Gosling's I've been a really big fan of him lately. He's been putting in a lot of work into his acting, and between Blade Runner last year and this looks almost right up there with Blade Runner.
Yeah, honestly, his filmography is probably one of my favorites out of a actor as of recent. There are so many movies he's been in that have been great. I foresee this one doing really well. Looks like this will take place prior to the moon landing, so they'll be doing training, also have stress on him and his family, and then lead up to the actual moon landing, where it'll probably end, I'm assuming, or maybe take place like the day after, and that'll be it.
That sounds like a pretty fair assessment on that one, I agree. But when does that come out? That comes out
October 12th.
Nice, that's something to look forward to too.
Alright, that's going to do it for this week's Movie Lowdown.
Yeah, for our question of the week, do you think now that they've halted production on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it will have any effect on Avengers 4? Leave a comment below. Let us know.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I am TJ Washuk.
I am Bob Barker.
This has been a Two Guys production.